From the great state of Texas, this is the latest episode of the ETX ROCKS Show. Nestled in the piney woods of East Texas, the ETX ROCKS Show delivers the stories and songs of talented artists of all genres, all styles, from the unheralded and unheard to the legends and beyond. We bring a passion for music and a drive to go behind the curtain with our guests. We focus on all artists, from LA to New York, Nashville down to Texas, and everywhere in between. ETX is our location, not a limitation. Now, as always, it's viewers and listeners like you out there that are our biggest support for the show. If you want to contribute to the show, please do so by donating to www.paypal.me/ETXRocks. And thank you for tuning in. Wherever you're tuned in, please hit the like, follow, and or subscribe buttons. And now, for another great episode of ETX ROCKS. Hey guys, Boston Chris here with Songbirds and Troubadours. This is episode number 7, presented by the ETX ROCKS Show, where we focus on the songwriters. That's right, one of the most unheralded arms of the music industry, in my humble opinion, is the songwriter. And we're really happy to have Anna Stockdale and Chris Edwards in the house today, literally in the house. Our set is in the living room. So, guys, thank you so much for spending some time with us.
Thanks for having us out. It's awesome.
Pleasure.
So both of these guys actually have connections or roots here in East Texas, in the Nacogdoches area. I don't think either one of you is actually from Nacogdoches, but you play in that area a lot. So Anna, tell us where you're from and maybe a little bit about your musical journey.
Yeah, so I'm from outside of Fort Worth originally, in Aledo, really small town. But I live in Nacogdoches now. I actually sold cars for a while, and hated it. I was terrible. And so I quit selling cars to go after music about a year ago. And so I've been playing, since last April, I've been playing music full-time, traveling and writing.
And we met you shortly after that, after you kind of moved into this area. We met Anna at the Big Pine Songwriter Contest that she won. And then she got married like that weekend too.
It was wild.
Eventful weekend.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It was nuts.
But that's how we met, and then she became Anna Kendrick. No, not that Anna Kendrick, but...
I know, I'm not playing the cup song.
Thank God.
I'm not doing it.
Thank you so much. We have you on the air. I have to hear the honeymoon story again about the whole Anna Kendrick thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so we had a lot of fun. My husband and I, calling places to make reservations, and we would just use Anna Kendrick, and people would pause and be like, wait, what? We actually showed up to go scuba diving, and the girl that was doing the scuba diving was really, really excited knowing Anna Kendrick was going to come check in, and then I walked through the door, and her heart just sank.
Yeah.
And she was really sad.
That's like over-eager your expectations just with your married name.
Yeah. Yes. I cannot meet those expectations. Oh.
So Chris, man, Chris and I met not too long ago. I think it was the tail end of 2017 at the Liberty Bell in Nac, as a matter of fact. And Chris is a phenomenal original artist as well in his own right. From the southeast area of Texas, right? So tell us where you're from and kind of where your music has taken you.
Well, Chris, again, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me, and Anna. I grew up in southeast Texas in a little town called Colemanile. It's you can pronounce it Colemanile or Colemusnile. I guess it depends on how long you've been there, and also factoring in how much cow manure you.
I wasn't going to try that on film. I was just like, I just learned Nacogdoches last week.
So it's like I'm associated with these two towns, or spent the better parts of my life in these two towns that few people can pronounce outside the region. But actually, the Nacogdoches thing is, probably 2002, 2003, I wound up in Nac to go to college, and it was there that I really started playing music and really, found that I enjoyed it and had a knack for it, and been playing, there's been some valleys in my musical career. Like, I went on hiatus for a pretty good while. Like, I actually moved back to Colemanile, which is where I grew up, back in 2014, and had some personal setbacks and a lot of friends dying off in that time period. But I'm back to doing it now and working on a record and about to get my 2 albums that were out already back out to the people.
It's funny how music always drags you back in.
Man, I tell you what, it's the one thing I never really quit. Actually, I think it was Ray Wiley Hubbard said one time that that music will get you through the times where there ain't no money, but money won't get you through the times where there ain't no music.
That's exactly right.
I found it to be very true.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
Very smart guy.
If you don't follow Ray Wiley Hubbard on Twitter, what is wrong with you?
I'll give that a hallelujah in a second.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Ray Wiley is gold on Twitter. So guys out there, if you're tuning into Songbirds and Troubadours for the first time, let me explain to you how this is going to work. You might be familiar if you're a music fan with the song swap. Well, that's exactly what this is going to be, except this is going to be all original music, y'all. Everything you hear tonight is going to be written by these incredible songwriters, and we're going to hear 12 original songs tonight. You'll hear 6, 3 each in the first segment, and then we'll have a little bit of an intermission, and this is something that I believe only we are doing, where the artists themselves will ask each other some questions about whatever they want, really, whether it's songwriting or music related or whatever. It's really a cool concept. And then following the intermission, you're going to get 6 more original songs. And then at the very end, if you're a venue or something like that, you want to know how to contact these amazing artists, that'll be at the end of the episode. So if you're just looking for contact information, you want to book Chris or Anna at your venue, you can just fast forward to the end of the show. Hit the subscribe button first, and then you can check that out. But without any further ado, guys, how about some original music by Anna Stockdale and Chris Edwards? Y'all don't go anywhere.
Okay, so this song I'm going to play first is called I Don't Until I Do. And I wrote it back, I think it was this summer. And I just kind of had the concept of like, I don't do that, I don't do that, I don't do that. And I always say I'm never going to do that. And then I do it.
You did.
Like, I'm never going to wear skinny jeans without boots on. That never happened. That ended up not happening. So it was just kind of a stupid thing like that. But anyway, well, it ended up being a semi-decent song. So this is I Don't Until I Do. in there.
This one is a new one, and it's called Withering or Withering. And I wrote this song, it's been about a month ago, I guess. And just kind of, a lot of my writing is about contrasts, and of course, and again, life is about contrasts. So you're either weathering or withering. Not the most pleasant thing, but they get happier as the night progresses. Something like this. It's a funny thing about laughter and luck. Eventually, both of their numbers come up, but somewhere between the beastly and the beautiful things, you may find a fresh, warm cup of meaning. It's hidden in places you forgot to look, like a photo tucked in between the pages of an old book. But it's a shame when your mind brings to host notions you grew up fearing most. Well, it's withering, you're always stuck between the two. We're all just stuck around, we're all passing through. Spend your whole damn lifetime waiting for a perfect moment, and then suddenly you're drowning at a last breath of regret. Yes, and some of the nicest guys never finish last, but all their good fortune, boy, it seems to slip so fast, like they never had. It's withering, always stuck between the two. We're all just passing through. It's all that we can do. Snagged my soul on barbed wire just the other day, 'cause I have done so many times along my wandering way, and I'm just waiting on them stars to shine. Come hellfire, holy water, them stars are gonna shine. Well, I'll make them shine.
That was really pretty.
Thank you.
Golly, I cannot get my hands to do that kind of thing. That's amazing.
Kind of a caveman thing, actually. I think anybody can do it. I listen to a lot of bluegrass. So.
Is it a caveman thing?
Yeah, just kind of a caveman way of finger picking. So.
Hey, it works. It
But
works.
thanks, I appreciate that.
That's
Thanks for the
awesome.
kind words. Brand new one, so thanks for letting me kind of shake some dust off that. I mean, I played it out, but I mean, wrote it about a month ago, and so really even played it on the porch. So thanks for,
Man, thanks for sharing it. That was sweet. Okay, this song, I might have played it for y'all before, I don't know, but this song I wrote in Wyoming. Spent a summer up there working on a ranch. It was a dude ranch, but
Oh, cool.
it was a good time. It was really cool. I love it. Beats the heck out of the summers in Texas. But I wrote it, I was riding a paint horse and looking at gray sky and just kind of had this concept of black and white over and over and over. And so I wrote this song just about some things that were going on that summer and used the black and white as my hook line. So the song's called Black and White.
Contrast.
Contrast.
On that theme.
Looked at me and said, "Sky didn't used to be so gray. Things were black and white back in my day. You could tell a man a liar
true too. I mean, you know, it's the shades of gray, really. I mean, that's where all the, you know, the meaning. I mean, not just art, but I mean, life is all about the shades of gray.
Oh yeah,
Nothing is just black or white when you get down to the nitty gritty of it. So,
yeah, that's
that's
frustrating
great.
thing.
Right.
I wish
It
it
can be
was.
very frustrating.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Make things a lot easier, but you know, what's life without challenges? So,
Not life at all.
exactly. It's not
Adventure
life.
say.
Exactly. It's all about the adventure, the journey. So beautiful. I do this one here. This is actually on my. Well, actually, it's funny because this is on my record that was out. My last studio record that was out in 2011, The Winter Garden, which is about to be reissued and it'll be available everywhere digital music is sold, or you can get a hard copy from me at shows here in the near future. It's on that record, but it's also going to be on the upcoming studio project too, in a little bit different form. This is called Old Time Tune, and the way this song came about was I was sitting around the picking circle at Lukenbach, and I didn't really have anything for one of my turns, but I had this riff and would just make up these lyrics for it. And when I got back home to Nacogdoches at the time, I wrote lyrics for it, and it turned to be, you know, it's kind of an old time tune about old time music, and this one's real influenced by my granddad, who passed away a couple of years ago, and I want to do this one for him. He's really the reason why I really got into music, so this is for him. It's called Old Time Tune. And if I would have been clever at the time, I could have named it it was written half in Lukenbach and half in Nacogdoches, so I could have called it the Nacogdoches Blues, or the Nackenbach Shuffle,
That's
or
awesome.
Something clever like that, but you know, it just evaded me, so Old Time Tune. Those hills, seem like I never get back here. I get so tired hearing the same things from day to day, so get out that fiddle and let that old time tune play. Dredge me up some memories wrapped in melodies. Tune up that fiddle and let that old time tune play. Never enough time to take and say. Trip back to the way things used to be. Well, there's something about what that wooden wire can say. So reach into that case now, make that thing play. Won't you drag that bow across them strings and make that thing sing? Tune up that fiddle and let that old time tune play. Dredge me up some memories wrapped in melodies. Tune up that fiddle and let that old time tune play. People these days ain't noticing too much. They can't open their eyes, don't find something to love. Well, now I ain't one for today's storm on the rain. So reach into that case now, make that thing play. Won't you pass me down a bottle, sing me a song, play me that old time tune all night long. Won't you speak to me in jigs and reels, give me something I can feel. Tune up that fiddle and let that old time tune play. Won't you tune up that fiddle and let that old time tune play?
because it's awesome. I cannot get over that you are playing and then playing harmonica and then picking and playing harmonica and singing.
But it's so
and I'm
easy
over here
to do
like
that.
I can barely figure out what to do with this pick in my hand.
You should do it though. Just try it. Put a harp around your neck, you know. And it's easy to do.
I think I'd probably hyperventilate and pass out. Probably what would happen. It's sad but true.
You got some lungs on you, I'm telling you. So I think you
Oh
can do it.
man, I'm having a hard time breathing right now. Just like listening, just having a hard time. What was that song called again?
Old Time Tune.
Old Time Tune. I like that.
It's gonna be on. Well, it's on 2 records coming out. It's on an old record that's about to be reissued, The Winter Garden, and it's gonna be on my new studio project, Haraith, which should be finished sometime in the next few months. So.
Alright, I'm gonna play a goofy song for you. This one, I wrote it this summer, and it's called Mid-Morning Blues. And I'm still kind of like taking guitar lessons. I've taught myself up to this point, and then I just don't know what I don't know. So I was having somebody teach me. And anyway, he like taught me a bluesy lick, and he's like, write something bluesy. So this is about as bluesy as I get, and I called it Mid-Morning Blues. And I always dedicate it to any woman who gets scared looking in the mirror in the morning because your hair's crazy or you haven't had your coffee, and that is how I feel every day. Woke up this morning, looked in the mirror, thought to myself, who's that woman standing here? Oh dear Lord, looks like it's gonna be one of those days I'm terrified. Looking at my own face, stumbled into the kitchen, my hair everywhere, searching for a pot of salvation, but there ain't no coffee here. Could it get worse? Let's wait and see if these mid-morning blues follow me. I show up to work, and to my surprise, I forgot to touch up my raccoon eyes. I look like hell, and I'm smelling like sin. Oh, what a perfect way for this day to begin. I'm gonna rise, even though I forgot to put some spanks up on these Sunday thighs. I will survive, if I make it to 5. Bring me a bottle of wine. Well, I made it through. Walked home in 2 mismatching shoes, but I made it through. And I pray it don't happen to you, mid-morning blues. If they sneak up on you, just get back in bed, stay home instead.
Nice.
I need my coffee. That's the moral of that story.
Here's a
You
public
must-
service announcement.
You're
The power of coffee. So.
from our sponsors, unofficially.
So this song is kind of going in that bluesy kind of direction there. It's a kind of bluesy swing tune called Almost Home, and I wrote this years ago. It was when I was still living in Nacogdoches. Me and my girlfriend were coming back from a gig that was playing in Houston, and it just seemed like it took forever when you pass 59, it's like once you get out of Houston proper, and there's a lot more land between the towns. It just seemed like it was taking forever this particular night. And we saw that Nacogdoches 12 miles when you cross the bridge past all the liquor stores there, the Angelina County and Nacogdoches County dividing line there. It was like, it just was like manna from heaven. It was just a sign. And she said, "Babe, we're almost home." And it just like a light bulb went off, and we got home, and I just started writing this song. I think about 15 minutes later I had it done. Something like this. Like to hear it, here it goes. Stretch 60-odd miles on a nickel to a wine and steel and fiddle. And though the wind bites so cold, babe, we've got coffee sitting in the console. 'Cause baby, we're almost home. Oh, we've been gone so long. When time and chickens march on, we can look to each other and say, we'll be there. We'll be there to stay. Your fingers nested between mine, a winding trail and a welcome sunrise. And in a world filled with lofty goals, babe, we've got more than silver and gold. 'Cause baby, we're almost home. Yeah, we've been gone so long. When dogs and diplomats march on, we will look to each other and say, hey, we'll be there. We'll be there someday. Baby, we're almost home. Yeah, we've been gone so long. With time and chickens marching on, we can look to each other and say that we'll be there. Be there to stay. Yeah, we'll be there. Be there someday. Something like that,
Just like that, huh?
I guess.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Oh,
I like that
thanks.
lick that you put in the middle.
Oh, the little
Yes, I like that a lot. I think that adds so much character and flavor, if you will.
Oh, thanks.
I like that.
I like some
That's nice.
flavor.
Flavor is good.
All right, guys, so you've been listening to amazing original music from Anna Stockdale and Chris Edwards, both with Nacogdoches roots, and not from Nacogdoches, but you play a lot there and hang out a lot in that area. North Central Texas, I guess, and Southeast Texas,
Absolutely.
which is a little different than South Central LA.
Right. A little bit.
But what I love about this show, Songbirds and Troubadours, is a little bit of a different wrinkle that we put into the middle of this show. It's called the question swap. So you've been watching a song swap between two phenomenal original artists, and now they get to pick each other's brains, and they're going to ask some questions. So Anna has gone first with the song, so she's going to go first with the questions as well. And they'll just go back and forth for 2 questions each, and then we'll get right back into some more original music. Y'all don't go anywhere.
Hi, this is Rob Redwan, and thanks for listening to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Are you ready?
I am ready. Lay it on me.
First question, and I thought about this, I think, before we started, but you were talking about Townes Van Zandt saying songs just fall from the sky.
Absolutely, yeah.
What is the song that you've written that you feel like you play it and you're like, who wrote that song? Like, that could not have come out of my head.
Well, you know, Anna, it's hard to say any one because, I mean, I've written quite a few. Not all of them are keepers. But the last one that I did, the Finish Your Sentences, I was thinking, you know, where in the world did that come from? That's kind of, you know, one of those sky songs. But there's one I wrote called Straws and Strings. It's kind of a ragtimey kind of a thing that I don't really play it often. But I swear it took me like 15 minutes to write that song. And again, it's like the lyrics in that song are not really typically a direction I would go in, but it was really cool the way that just kind of materialized, and I should start playing it for that very reason.
That's awesome.
Straws and Strings, though.
Straws and
I'll record
Strings.
it one of these days.
I like the names of your songs,
Oh,
like
thanks.
Straws and Strings and Finish Your Sentences.
Well, you know, I really appreciate that because I never really like titles. I mean, I think about titles a lot, or I really want things to have a good title because I'm real, you know, I mean, as well we all should be particular with what we put out there. But it's like I don't feel sometimes like I'm the best at titling things. To me, it just feels like the mark of finality, and I'm like, do I really want it to be called that forever? So hopefully I did a good job. So I guess thanks for the compliment on the titling.
No, that is good. I can't name worth crap. Like, nothing. All right, your turn.
My turn. Anna, you know, I think it's really cool that so you're living in Nacogdoches or the area now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you been? Because I know that when I was there, you know, I noticed that the music scene kind of happened in cycles there. Like you'd have a few years where there'd be a really happening scene there, and then it just kind of died out. But there's always has been a real strong kind of counterculture there, and just a lot of really encouraging, a lot of really great people there. Like I know when I was coming up there, you know, there was Country Willie and Keith Witten, and there were some rock bands in town, like Social Bliss was gigging a lot, and El Kabong, and those kind of groups, and a lot of singer-songwriters in town. Sneaky Pete was still around, and I really enjoyed listening to him. Are you finding that now that you're living there in Nac, there's a lot more venues now with downtown kind of happening and everything? Are you finding people to play shows with and kind of collaborate with down there in Nac? And
I think that there's plenty of opportunity for it. I haven't found it as much because I've kind of been focusing outside of Nacogdoches a little bit more. Like I really like to play in Nacogdoches, but I'm trying to not play there as often, so people won't get sick of me. They're like, oh my gosh, if she plays one more show,
that's a good rule.
I'm going to unfollow her and never talk to her again, kind of thing.
See, that's kind of the approach I took when I lived there too. I mean, I would play in Nac, like I used to play at the Fredonia and Bonita and those places.
Yeah.
But Bullfrogs, back when they were still doing live music, they might still be or doing it again. But I remember just always going outside of Nac because it was weird, you know, you'd come back to town and it seemed like harder to get gigs if you were, you know, going outside of town. But it was a good way to kind of, you know, branch out and meet other people, though.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I think that it's pretty supportive as a music community, and the Fredonia opened back up, so that's nice. And they've got the beer brewery and
Fredonia Brewery and
Macklemore's,
like playing there. It's a neat spot.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Absolutely.
Well, I guess on like the same line as far as venues and music and stuff like that, if you could pick like either your favorite show or your favorite like venue that you played or favorite artist that you've opened for, what would be like the coolest? If that makes sense. Coolest artist or venue that you've gotten to play at / open for? Like, what's your favorite story?
Oh, man, it's really hard to say. I mean, I've been blessed to get to, you know, share stages with some pretty cool cats like Chris Knight, Hayes Carl, all these cats that I listen to, you know, regularly. I really would have to say though that it would have to be you know, somebody who's more kind of one of our contemporaries that I've opened for and also done song swaps with. Matt Harlan comes to mind. Him or Mike Ethan Messick, who are just two phenomenally gifted writers that I love everything they do, and I've got to, you know, play a number of shows with them. And those two guys would be a toss up between the two of them. I mean, they're big influences of mine and friends of mine too. And as far as the venue that I've played at, that's probably my favorite place to play, I'd have to say Cheatham Street Warehouse in San Marcos.
That'd be
That place
awesome.
is just, I've played there a lot over the years, been fortunate enough to be on that stage, but it's like every time I'm there, there's something about it feels like home. And, you know, even though Kent Finley is no longer with us, you go in there now, and I mean, it is like his spirit is a tangible thing, and the magic that he always talked about when he would host writer nights and stuff, it's very much a thing. It's very much there, and I love just hanging out there, even if I'm not there to, you know, to play or whatever. It's just, it's such a great room, and it's just made for, Kent used to call it the art gallery of Texas music, and I very much agree with that statement. So Cheatham is, I mean, it's one of my favorite places anywhere, period, music or whatever, you know.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool that you can like see when somebody's poured their heart into a place that even though he's gone, you know, you can still be like, you know what, you can feel his character through this place because he spent so much, time and blood and sweat and tears in that place, I'm sure.
And there's
That's
so much
awesome.
history in that room. It's like every time, the old quarter down in Galveston's another one that's really cool. Like if you step on that stage, it's just like kind of standing on the shoulder of giants, like Isaac Newton or whoever it was that, you know, postulated that to our lexicon or that quote. You know, you think about all those guys, it kind of calls you to up your game as a musician
Heck yeah.
and a songwriter when you're referencing or you've been on stages or you're listening to guys like Billy Joe Shaver or Guy Clark or Towns or, you know, Lightning Hopkins or Stevie Ray Vaughan or whomever. It's really, we've got some good models, role models here in Texas, you know, to kind of reference. So,
That's awesome.
So Anna, along those same lines, I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite place to play?
Oh, gosh, somebody asked me that the other day, and I feel like I still don't have an answer. I started playing at the Grand Stafford Theater in Bryan.
Oh man, that's a great room.
Yeah, it was kind
Never
of a crazy
played there,
thing.
but I've been to shows there.
It's cool. It's cool. They closed down for a little
nice.
while back in this fall, and they opened back up. But I kind of almost credit that as like where I started because I had a professor. I came back from my internship in Wyoming on that ranch where I started playing and writing.
Right.
And a lot of my influence came from Wyoming, which is, I feel like that's bad to say because I'm from Texas and you're like, hey.
And it's beautiful country up there.
Oh my gosh,
I mean,
it's gorgeous and there's
I
summers
draw
are
from
amazing.
everywhere I've been too, so you know it's all good, you know.
Yeah.
But do you feel like I mean, you mentioned that, you know, spending time in Wyoming and working ranch up there and everything. Do you feel like as a Texas songwriter that you have to, you know, put that Texas? Well, this is a two-part kind of addendum to that question, I guess, and kind of working off what you're saying. Do you feel like as a Texas artist that you're, you know, kind of obligated to, you know, reference Texas or put that Texas mojo in there? And part two of that, what do you feel is the Texas mojo, or what do you think makes a Texas artist a Texas artist?
I don't know. Oh man, that's hard. I don't know if I feel like obligated to put Texas in there, but I think that if you're born in Texas, you're just kind of born with this sense of pride of being a Texan. I don't know what it is. It's a thing, and I kind of just don't draw from it as much, I think. But I really love it, and I've been kind of toying around with some ideas of different songs I want to write about Texas, and so it's starting to happen and hit me. But gosh, to answer your mojo question, I have no idea how to even put that into words.
But I don't think
Remember
any of
the
us can,
Alamo? I
guess.
don't know. That's just
Kind of just chasing a mystery, you know?
yeah.
Man, and once again, another incredible question swap here on Songbirds and Troubadours. I don't know why more people aren't doing that. I think it's really cool for the songwriter. I think you guys probably enjoyed that as much as we
That was
did
awesome.
watching it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I think for people out there that are tuning in, if you know young songwriters, this is the show you want to watch because you can pull some insight just from this intermission on how to be a songwriter, how to be better at what you want to be. I just think it's a phenomenal idea. I don't know who came up with it, but I'll pull that up. So that's another question swap segment. And of course, as I promised you guys out there, we have 6 more songs from these guys coming right up. Again, Anna Stockdale, Chris Edwards, more live original music coming right to you right now.
I'm gonna play a song called Still Standing. I wrote this about 4 cowboy friends of mine in Wyoming, Denny, Eli, Sam, and Tuck. This guy, Tuck, has this big old tattoo that says Still Standing on his arm. And so we had this conversation, and he kind of told me a little bit about it. And I took parts of all their stories and, like, at the end of the summer, put them together. And so it's kind of a true story, like 4 parts of a true story.
Part of the beauty in writing songs,
Song reality.
some liberty to do
Yeah.
such.
Artistic creativity, freedom, stuff like that.
Yes.
He moved out west when he was a young boy, out on the road and on the road. Time for tough days were long for a cowboy all alone. His money's tight and his patience is low, searching for what he don't really know. But this life song he's got is giving it his best shot, and it's on to the next rodeo. Still he won't back down, no, he won't give up. He's built strong, cowboy tough, worked his whole life to be where he is tonight. And he may be tired, but he's still standing. He moved out south into Oklahoma to rodeo and chase his dreams. Oh, but lately it seems like it's time to come back home, back to where they all know his name. Still he won't back down, no, he won't give up. He's built strong, cowboy tough, worked his whole life to be where he is tonight. And he may be tired, but he's still standing. Oh, and his hands are tough as leather, but there's never been a cold to get his better. He's a writer, he's a fighter, works all day, sleeps by the fire. But you can tell that he's getting tired. Oh, you can tell that he's getting tired. Still he won't back down, no, he won't give up. He's built strong, cowboy tough, worked his whole life to be where he is tonight. And he may be tired, but he's still standing.
Nice.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's a good message in that one.
What you got for us?
I'll do one with kind of an uplifting message in it. I wrote this one years ago. It's called The Other Side of Down, and I usually play some harmonica on this one, but I couldn't find my C harp. I think it was kind of lost in the last night in the midst of a picking party. But I swear on the way up here, I was playing it when I was waiting in traffic. I was playing along with something. I do that sometimes. I'll pull out a harp, if I'm driving around, just, blow along to whatever's playing. But anyway, I can't find that particular harp, C harp. But I'm gonna do this song anyway. It's called "The Other Side Down," and I'm really into that period of time, the early 20th century, and I'm kind of a history buff, and that period of time, the 1900s to about the early 1940s, really fascinates me, and this is set in that time period, and it combines hobos, or vagrants, I guess, for the politically correct crowd, vagabonds, transients, whatever have you, and trains and rock gut wine. So, with those three elements, I think you've got the ingredients for a classic folk song. Of course, it'd probably be thought of as such long after I'm gone. But this one is on the record that we're working on. So, without further ado. Night train she came through and she was belching smoke, while a weary traveler he came from up the road. He said, man, I'm tired and I'm making an, I'm about half past dry. So I handed him the very last bit of my wine. Said I once had myself a station, had myself a name. But that was before hard times came a knocking, and Lord, how they stayed. And well, I had regard in people, boy, they knew me all over the town. But now I give most anything to get to the other side of down. The other side down. Daylight drew near before either of us really knew what each of the other was gonna set out and do. Well, now my weary friend, he kicked that bottle that was sitting there by his feet. He said, I thank you, friend, but I gotta find that street. Yeah, that one that'll take me over to the other side down. The other side down. We're always trying to find, we're trying to get over to the other side, up, down.
Do you have an album called Something Like That?
I don't, but
You need to.
I should, though.
Like something like this, something like that. That would be awesome.
That'd be the back porch tapes.
That's sweet. I like that. I know I said it before, but like I love how you incorporate your strumming and your picking into your songs. Like,
Oh,
you
thanks.
just combine those really, really well.
I appreciate that.
It's very hard to do.
I'm not really much of a guitar player, actually. It's
No.
I mean, really, I mean, it's more for me. It's more about the songwriting, you know. And I happen to play guitar and piano and a couple of other things, but it's like I mostly approach the guitar as a songwriting instrument. Actually, in the band, you know, in the band we don't have another guitar player, another lead guitarist.
Really?
I mean, 'cause we're just all burnt out on so many guitar players. So it's you know,
Yeah.
we have other instrumentation to kind of up front, you know. So, but yeah, just I don't know. I mean, the guitar is a beautiful thing, or can be, but I think that as long as you know you have your own trip that you kind of your own spin that you put on it, yeah, I think you do pretty well or capture some people's ears.
Yeah, I think you do that really well.
Thanks.
It's not just plain Jane. It's got, like I said, a lot of flavor
Thanks.
to it. It's awesome.
Try to go for some flavor. I didn't like your style too.
Okay, so this one,
Strong rhythm player.
I think, originally started calling this song Good Medicine, but I renamed it Wild Heart.
Mm.
And it's just kind of like a song of the road. And I wrote it before I started traveling and playing music, but now I feel like it's much more true, just like kind of being tired on the road and just kind of how it can make you a little bit crazy, I guess. But just, anyway, so this song's called Wild Heart.
really nice imagery in there.
Thank you. Thank
It's
you.
really nice.
It's kind of a fun song to write.
Is that a recent one or?
No, it's kind of, I honestly don't know where that came from or when that happened. It's just been there.
Was it
cannot
Townsend
remember.
said that the best, songs just tend to fall from the sky sometimes. So
Yeah, just take it and run with it.
just take it and run with it. Kind of along those lines. I do this one. This is an old one. I think I wrote this in around 2006 or so, or 05 maybe, somewhere back then. And it's called Tools of the Trade. And this is kind of about, it's kind of for our brothers and sisters in the past who were traveling Woody Guthrie's road and who, kind of fell prey to some of the demons that come with the territory. Guys like George Jones and, Waylon and Towns and Guy and all those cats that, that had something to say, but fell prey to some demons along the way. It goes like this. They saw me walking down the hall. Yeah, I'll be lit wherever I shall fall. Sometime this life hands me the blues. Yeah, but God tends to help all the drunks and fools. Yeah, God, He helps all the drunks and fools. I'll sing a melody, will you pass me the wine? I'm a man born oh much before his time. I'm going 90 and I'm moving sideways, with a bottle and a song, the tools of this trade. Yeah, with a bottle and a song, the tools of my trade. Lord knows I should have paid some dues. When the top turns to bottom, there's little left to lose. And I got a brother down in Huntsville town. Well, I ain't been to see him, no, I hadn't been down. Oh, but he don't care much to talk to me. See, he don't think highly of this life I lead. And I sing a melody, will you pass me the wine? I'm a man born oh much before his time. And I'm going 90 and I'm moving sideways, with a bottle and a song, the tools of this trade. Yeah, with my bottle and a song, the tools of this trade. They saw me walking into walls. Sometimes I'm mighty, others not at all. I hear Lightning Hawkins singing me the blues. He said God helps all the drunks and fools. Yeah, God helps all the drunks and fools. Now sing a melody, will you pass me the wine? man born oh much before his time. Now I'm going 90 and I'm moving sideways, with my bottle and these songs and tools of this trade. Yeah, with a bottle and a song and tools of my trade. Got a bottle and a song and tools of this trade. And I'll let you say it.
What?
Something like
This?
Yes,
It's like
indeed.
Mad Libs.
Man, you are so good at painting a picture with that guitar, man.
Oh,
I
thanks.
know.
Man.
It's
Appreciate
beautiful.
that. Many thanks.
I found myself being like mesmerized.
Same, like I'm just like drifting away. So
Can you
good.
follow me around and play songs where I just like
That'd be
mirroring
awesome.
my life with guitar? That'd be amazing.
But you're mesmerizing yourself. There.
Well, that's
Eventually.
far too kind of you. But no, I love that, the tools of its trade. I think that's
Thanks.
such a, I don't know, just like a good way to put that.
No, I haven't done that one in a while, and I wrote that one back. I guess it was probably 06. It was that fall. I used to play this gig at this Mexican restaurant every Tuesday in Nac, and it was like the night me and my buddy Jeremy, we used to play as a duo, and it's like we wanted to have a new song every week to play for that crowd, and I was like, oh man, I need to. And I had a melody in mind, but I was just like, I was listening to Lefty Frizzell is what it was, and I was just thinking, well, kind of along those lines of writing about these old country guys, these old troubadours from the 50s and 60s who were, sometimes had to be literally propped up on stage, but were still just these godlike geniuses. And I played it, that night and played it a few times since, and but kind of dusted it off recently. So
Brilliant.
Thanks.
Brilliant.
That one's actually got a live album about to reissue. It was recorded at the Pine Knot Music Co-op in Nacogdoches back in 2013 or 2012, which if any of y'all are in Nacogdoches the fourth Friday of the month, you should go out to Millard's Crossing to see a Pine Knot show and play that song out there. It was on a live recording of that, so yeah, it'll be available again soon.
Yeah, that place is super cool. I was out there in November. It's frigid, but it was so much fun. Like, nobody cares. They're just out there bundled up inside this church. It was so cool.
They love it, man. We
do.
played out there in October, I guess it was, and it's just it's always, man, I love playing out there.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think this is my last one, right? This is 6.
Yes. Yep.
This is 6. Okay. So this one, this song is my writer's block song.
Mm-hmm.
My friend and I, my buddy Joe and I, we like Joe Teichman.
Yeah,
You know him?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, me and Joe, we're
He's
buds.
so good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
great.
he's so good. Anyway, I was mad at him when I wrote this song because we were going back and forth, like trying to write songs every week, and I was like, this turkey just keeps on coming up with like the best songs ever, and I was like, I have nothing, and so I wasn't actually mad at him. But anyway, so I started writing this song, and it was just like write about this and that, and it just turned into this anti-writer's block song. I don't know if that makes any sense, but anyway, so it's called Remember Me. Oh my gosh. Can't remember the words. Remember Me is what this is called. Write something pretty. Write something strong. Write about drinking, loving, being alone. Write about heartache. Write of redemption. Write of blood that's washed you, made you new again. Write about nothing, overcoming something. Write about losing your own to gain what you had.
about things you know nothing. Talk about the old glory days and the dreams that you had. Talk about you. Talk about adventure. Talk about running away and hiding out under the wide open skies. Talk about jumping to the wild blue yonder. Talk about giving your all to loving the one you're in front of. Talk about taking a risk, adding a twist on something you know that you just can't resist. Talk about living. Talk about remember your promise. Remember your love. Remember the places you've been and the battles you won. Remember your courage when dark goes too dark. Remember your heart. Remember it well. Please remember me. I remember you well.
Thanks for playing along. That was awesome.
Beautiful.
Thank
Well,
you
thanks
so
for,
much.
Thanks for my pleasure. Thanks for letting me play along with you. That's just, it's kind of hard almost to play along to something like that because I'm fortunate that I've gotten to play a lot of song swaps, and these are probably my funnest shows to do, or song swap shows, and it's just sometimes you get so caught up in the song that you don't know what to play. Okay, so this song is called Finish Your Sentences, and this one's on the Winter Garden album, which will be reissued here in the next few weeks. It's been a pleasure to be here, and thank you guys for doing this and for all that you do. I wrote this song back in 2008. Anna had this song, this beautiful song she just wrote about not being able to write a song, which on paper sounds kind of odd, but it was such a beautiful song. And I'm like, well, I can't really follow that in terms of the quality, but I do have a song I wrote during a drought that kind of pulled me out of a songwriting drought. And I think it was like Towns, I believe, said songs come out of the sky, or maybe Lightning Hopkins, or maybe both of them, I don't know. But I don't even remember the circumstances that led me to write this song, but all I know is that I wrote it in 2008, and it was written as I was really being depressed about not being able to write anything, so here it goes. It's the brink of summer's end, and all that I've been doing is trying to dream away everything we had been. There was a time and a place for me, and you were at that time, and at the right place for where I had wanted to be. So I hit that open road, and I will just get lost yet again. Oh, but if Lady Luck could have her say, I'd Wind up in some place where I could pull a bottle from your mouth and you could finish your sentences. Finish your sentences. I'm sure the people are talking now. I'm sure they have been for a while. As I think about the words, the ones that you left out, as you winked and smiled. But now there's someone on the line, and she has been there for some time. But she don't know to say the words, the ones you once knew, how best to recite. So I drift into a haze, and I dream away another day. Oh, but if Lady Luck would stop her laughing, I'd wind up in some place where I could pull a bottle from your mouth and you could finish your sentences. Finish your sentences. Well, summer draws to an end. All that I've been doing is trying to drink away everything that we had been.
Beautiful.
Thanks.
Good Lord, what a line.
Which one?
Drink away everything we've been.
I know.
What a way to end.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's a song about acquiescence, but you know, it's a.
Jeez, man.
I don't even remember the circumstances. I remember where I was at in that time period, so I guess subconsciously things from a relationship I had just gotten out of, not my decision but hers. It worked its way into that song, so, you know.
All right, guys, so that was 12 original songs by Anna Stockdale, Chris Edwards. First time out here on this show, which is number 7 of Songbirds and Troubadours. It's like February 18th, I think. So February 18th, we've got 7 of these in the books now. I definitely want to thank both of you guys for hanging out with us. It's Sunday night. For you guys out there that may not know, we film these every Sunday night. We start around 7 o'clock. Sometimes we go a little long like tonight, but these guys have been fantastic, very patient. And you guys should have seen some of the conversation off camera. It was just as cool as the on camera stuff. And but let's learn a little bit more about where we can follow along with these great songwriters. Anna, tell folks out there where they can find your stuff on social media.
Y'all can find my music on Facebook. Just search Anna Stockdale. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me at Anna Stockdale Music. And then I also just launched a website in December. So it's annastockdale.com. And Stockdale is spelled Stockdale. So y'all just find me, and you can find merchandise on the website. You can download albums and all sorts of stuff. Find all my shows.
I'm sure your social media is probably linked through there as well, right?
Yes. So you can find all of that stuff.
So it's annastockdale.com is probably the best place to go. For you venues out there, I'm sure you have a contact link on there as well.
Yes, I got a contact link there too.
So that's how you would book the Anna Stockdale.
The Anna Stockdale.
I have to say it like that because that's her Facebook at the
Anna Stockdale.
Yeah.
I've learned over the years of doing this show that somehow I have compartmentalized everybody's at. Somehow it's in my brain. So like I know that you're the Anna Stockdale. So when I want to tag you, I know it. I don't know how.
That's
I just
awesome.
pull it from my memory banks and it's there. So like I
like a
knew you weren't
superpower.
Anna Stockdale music.
It is a super
Isn't that weird?
nowadays.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
I don't know how I did it. I say I have like a photographic memory. It's just I'm out of film sometimes. You know what I mean?
I'm out of film all the time.
I'm getting older, so film is getting more expensive. But yeah, same question to Chris Edwards.
Well, I have such a common name. It's kind of dang hard to, find me some places. But if you type in Chris Edwards in the Facebook, my music page will come up. But you can, type it in the URL. It's facebook.com/Chris Edwards Music. So like that and follow that page. And I'm fixing to, put a lot more content up there as soon as my albums are back out and got merch back up and ready and playing some shows and stuff. So here in the next month or two, there's going to be a lot more content on there, as well as my Reverb Nation page, which that's just Reverb Nation Chris Edwards. I'm one of the first Chris Edwards that shows up on there. So and then you can find me on Instagram and Twitter, C Edwards Texas Music, and I'm about ready to relaunch my website, which will be chrisnedwards.com. And it's going to have links you can buy the albums directly off there, and it'll have a schedule and contact info. And
let us know when that's up so we can add it to
Absolutely.
the description on the episode. Of course, we'll have Anna's website in the description as well, so that way you can follow along with them. You'll see a listing of all the songs that have been played here on the show tonight as well. And at some point in the future, all these songs will be re-released as single files as well on YouTube.
Oh, awesome.
So that it won't be probably for a month or so, but I'm collecting all of that too, so don't fear out there. I have a lot of folks that are watching that are wondering about that. So yeah, we are going to do that. I'm taking y'all's advice. Chill.
shirts
And
on.
man, guys, I'm really excited. If you're following along with the ETX ROCKS Show, you might know that we like to do some live shows to raise money for the podcast, the internet show that we do here. And we've been so blessed with so many great artists around East Texas and beyond that have donated their time and energy and their music to help us raise money for the show. And we have 3 phenomenally talented shows coming up starting in March. We have one in March, one in April, one in May. I've already announced the March and April ones. If you don't know what those are, you can check us out on Facebook at ETX ROCKS and you'll find the events there. But tonight we actually finished our show's lineup for May, and Anna had already volunteered her time for that night, and Chris has generously volunteered his time for that night as well. So they're going to play again together, except this will be live in Harleton,
Powers
Texas.
combined.
And this will be at a venue called Right On Taco Shop, and we'll have an event up for that soon. And the other 2 artists you'll get to see that night are Amy Holden and Brandon Nichols, who have both been on this show. So you're talking Amy Holden, Anna Stockdale, Brandon Nichols, and Chris Edwards, all on the same night at the same venue, all original music, no covers at all. You're not going there to listen to a jukebox, you're going there to listen to live acoustic singer-songwriters. And if you're hearing this on this show, we will have that event up very shortly, so be looking for that. And I just wanted to publicly thank both of y'all for volunteering your time for that.
Pleasure.
Thank you so much for having us.
No problem.
Awesome.
So this is Songbirds and Troubadours episode number 7. So excited to be doing this show and bringing you guys the best and original singer-songwriters here from Texas and beyond. Again, if you want to follow along with us, we're at Songbirds Troubadours on Facebook. That's our only social media for this show, but if you want to follow along with everything that ETX ROCKS does, if you want to follow along with everything that ETX ROCKS does, you can find us at ETX ROCKS. Dang, they're everywhere. All of our funding depends on viewers like you out there, so if you want to donate to the show, you can do that at www.paypal.me/ETX ROCKS, and we definitely appreciate every single dollar y'all can spare. So once again, I want to thank everybody out there for tuning in. This is episode number 7. That's that many, not this many. And another announcement, I'm going to start doing this every week. I'm going to let you guys know who's scheduled to be performing on this show next week. Man, we have a treat for you guys. Coming right here to the living room, Dan Johnson and Rob Redwine next Sunday night. 2 of the very best songwriters from the Fort Worth area of Texas. Man, I can't wait. I've got chills just thinking about it. So I hope you guys will tune in next Wednesday. Rob Redwine and Dan Johnson. What?
That's gonna be awesome.
Phenomenal.
So you guys got to check that out. Again, thank you very, very much. As we always say on the show, we want to thank everybody out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks.
That's right.
Howdy folks, this is Aaron Watson.
This is Bree Bagwell.
This is Jake. And this is Walter from Rocky Queen.
This is Curtis Grimes.
Monty Pittman.
This is Doug Supernon.
I'm Heather Little.
This is Rob Redwine.
Ho! Hey folks, I'm WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Hey guys, I'm Katie Lynn, and make sure to tune in to ETX Rocks with
Boston Chris.
Hello, y'all. This is Ronnie Millsap, and thanks for tuning in to the ETX ROCKS Show.
Tough guy. Ho!
Hey guys, we're Black Top Mojo, and thank you for tuning in to ETX Rocks.